My name is Julie Ubeli. I'm the talent acquisition manager for Morgan Truck Body. And this is the information session on our welding internship program. We're going to go through information about who we are, who is Morgan Truck Body, and talk about our welding internship program for high schools. And then we'll leave time for question answers at the end. So many students are probably thinking, why should I watch this video? Many high school seniors are thinking about what they're going to do next after high school, continue on to go to college or get a job. Well, going to college is extremely expensive. Most students have to take a loan out to pay the cost of getting a degree, which means you come out of college already in debt. Student loans are the fastest growing segment of U.S. household debt, and we've seen over 150% growth since the Great Recession. Morgan has a tuition assistance program to help with that. Basically, you get paid as you go to school. We'll reimburse 80% of tuition costs while you're working. So whether you're in school or not, you could have a career path at Morgan. 9 times out of 10, the experience is what is looked at by hiring managers over education. This slide shows a couple of potential pathways that you can come out of college and go into an entry-level role and into a leadership role in year 7, for example. These are just examples. Or you can start at Morgan in a welder role and go to college while you're working and be in a leadership role in year 6. What Morgan is we are the leading manufacturer of medium duty dry freight and refrigerated truck bodies, recognized leader in customized truck and van bodies as well. And so here are some of our products, not all inclusive, but you're probably most familiar with our dry freight truck bodies. And now that I'm showing you where our Morgan logo is on the side of a truck body, you'll probably, while driving, see us everywhere. We have refrigeration units that restaurants might use. We have flatbed steak bodies, parcel trucks for deliveries, especially these days, e-commerce and food deliveries, medical device deliveries. Then we also have curtain sider truck bodies that you can access from the side of the road. Our key customers, our top biggest customers, Ryder and Penske. Morgan facts, our history. So we were founded in 1952 in Morgantown, Pennsylvania. So we're celebrating our 70th year. And we're, as I mentioned, the largest manufacturer of medium duty truck bodies in North America. And where we were founded is actually where the Conestoga wagons in the 1800s were built. We're also a subsidiary of J.B. Poindexter, which is a private holding company. They're located in Houston, Texas, and they've owned us for over 30 years. So Morgan Truck Bodies locations were scattered throughout the U.S. We have 2 facilities in Ontario, Canada, and then the rest are throughout the U.S., manufacturing and service and parts. And typically, you could draw a circle around any of our given plants and about 250 miles out on each side of that. is really about how far each of our customers is willing to drive. So we really strategically place our plants when we start them. Before I talk about the welding opportunities or the internship program, I want to just say being part of JB Poindexter it just opens up a world of opportunity because given all of the different opportunities within Morgan, you're also looking at our sister companies. We are the largest of the 8 sister companies that we have. And we've had people go from a position in Morgan to other positions in, be promoted to other positions in our sister business units, in our parent company, and so forth. So I just wanted to mention that. So the welding internship program is for high school students who must be at least 17 years of age because they will need to be 18 when they are actually working on the production floor. Now, this is a paid internship, and during the internship, you are paid minimum wage. And then after the semester is over, successful candidates are offered part-time opportunities. Now, if graduation is right after the semester, then you would be offered a full-time opportunity if you had been successful in your role in the internship. During the internship, you have about an hour of classroom training and at least an hour of hands-on training. And the internship is 18 weeks. And so for the first 6 weeks, you have your welding training, which encompasses welder safety, classroom learning, and the actual weld lab. And also more safety training and shop floor orientation. And the safety training does include 10 hours of the occupational safety health training. And the second 6 weeks, you will learn how to build our truck bodies. And so then you'll also learn how to weld. You'll continue the lab work. And in the final 6 weeks, you'll be actually welding. The final 6 weeks, that was. So the opportunities that we are always looking to fill positions from within the company. And so someone may come in as a manufacturing assembler, which we call production associates, which is essentially our entry level positions. And that's where you learn how to build the truck body. And we, in addition to having the internship program, we do have the internal training programs for welding, as well as for automotive painting for our truck bodies. And so you could learn specialized skills. You could also be promoted into a lead position. A lead position would be basically an assistant supervisor. And then the next step from that would be a supervisor and leadership position. And so I just mentioned some of the skilled trades, welding and painting. That's just a couple. And then on the screen now, you see various different departments. And so if you were going to school while you're working, you can study what interests you and potentially have a position at Morgan. So just as an example, and I did kind of go through this already, but there's a lot of different career paths that you could take. And, by us providing the internal training opportunities and tuition reimbursement, we really do nurture an environment that allows entry-level team members or employees the opportunity to turn their job into a real career that you'll be happy in. So one example, you come in as a production associate, you continue to learn skills. As you learn more skills, you get paid more and you move up into the different levels. You could become a line lead, or a lead, and which I mentioned is essentially like an assistant production supervisor, and then production supervisor, and just work your way up to operations director, which means you're running your own plant. Just a couple of examples of some of our team members who actually went through this type of progression. Jerry House is in our Georgia facility, and he started with us in 2003 and started as a production associate, worked his way into a lead role, and then supervisor, and also scheduled our manufacturing and the supply chain side. And he became a senior production manager, and then he currently is a production manager. So he's basically number 2 in his plant. We also have Kevin Schlapia, who has been with us for almost 30 years. He started as a paint team lead, and he worked at a few different plants now. And it really started in materials. Actually, after paint, he went into materials inventory control and planning. He did production at the same time, and then he became a supervisor. He then became the Corsicana, Texas facilities materials manager, and then eventually to Lakeland, Florida, to be our materials manager there, and really helped run that facility, learned the operations, and then he was promoted again to be the director for materials management for the entire enterprise of Morgan. And then he circled back around. He had been wanting to get back to Texas where he grew up. And so now he is actually senior director of operations. So he oversees the Texas facility, but he also oversees our California facility. We have a comprehensive benefits package, and you can see the list here. Of course, we have the basics, medical and prescription and vision, dental. Those are very good plans, very competitive, and all of our rates are competitive. The company pays 70 to 80% of the premium. And then they come with a flexible spending account and healthcare spending account. And without getting into too much detail, those types of accounts really, they save you money by allowing us to save pre-tax dollars in order to pay for out-of-pocket medical expenses. These are things that most of you students don't need to worry about right now, but in the future, they're very helpful. We also have disability and life insurance coverage that the company pays for completely, so no cost to our employees. We have a 401k account, which helps you save for retirement, and the company saves money for you also by matching what you put into it. We have gain sharing. Our hourly team members, employees, they receive like a profit sharing bonus quarterly, depending on meeting the company goals. And as an employee, you help make those goals turn into results. Our employee assistance program gives help to people who need to find solutions in just, everyday stresses and challenges that we have at work and at home. We have paid time off to include vacation time, sick time, company paid holidays. We also will pay for your steel-toed work boots that you need for safety on the floor. And we have some partner and corporate-wide discount programs, examples, discounts on certain companies that sell vehicles, cars and such. And tuition reimbursement. We actually have tuition reimbursement, which is 80% of the tuition. I think I mentioned that several times. So again, the 80% tuition reimbursement. We also would pay for skilled trades. That could be reimbursed as well. There's 80% of manufacturers today report a serious shortage of qualified skilled applicants for skilled production positions, such as the painting and welding that I mentioned. And so we'll reimburse as well for those. So the next step is for interested students to apply to the internship. And I'll be sending this out to our school principals and counselor contacts. And so basically you go on to our website and apply to the application. You do an online assessment, takes about 30 minutes. Once both are complete, one of our HR representatives will reach out and conduct a phone interview, and then we'll invite you on site for an interview and tour. Then we'll make the selections and the internship will start a couple weeks later. I'm going to turn that over to anyone who has questions at all.
Julie, this is Barry King
Hi,
from
Barry.
Insight PA. If a student is interested in the painting side of your industry, do they still go through the welding internship?
So right now, we don't have an internship program for paint. And the welding internship really is for students who are interested in welding for, a few years or so, while they're getting their career started. I mean, and if they want to weld, we've got welders on our shop floors who've been with us for 30, 40 years who are still welding. So, so the welding program is for students who want to have a career in welding or at least a few years or so.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure. Okay. So that concludes our presentation for today. Any questions can be brought to myself, Julie Ubeli, Guillermo San Juan, who is our HR business partner for the East. And we look forward to seeing the students. Thank you.